Hey everyone, it's Chris from Actual Fluency. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 5 language learning Black Friday offers for 2021 and give you my thoughts and opinions about each of the deals. So let's jump straight in. This table you will find in the first link in the description below, and I'm including, of course, the 5 deals that I'm talking about in this video, but I'm also including a lot of other deals that may suit you. Maybe it's some products you've been looking at, some courses, and some apps and all kinds of different things. So check out that link in the description. Obviously, these deals are super limited. Many of them are disappearing at the end of Friday, so that'll be the 26th of November. Some of them will last for a few more days, but if you see something you like, generally just go for it. Let's start with the top deal of the year, and this is from Ollie Richards. He has a series of beginner courses called Uncovered, and they follow a story combined with some videos and other learning materials to basically take anyone from beginner to intermediate, so sort of a lower B1 level. And the nominated study time for each of these courses is actually over 150 hours if you follow the instructions and do the repetitions. So it's a pretty comprehensive course, let's put it that way. Let's go inside and then I'll tell you a little bit about why I think this is the best deal of the year. So just to give you a quick overview, you have these 20 modules, and all the course. This is the Spanish course, but it's also in French, German, Italian, and Japanese, and they all follow this model. The Japanese is slightly different because they also teach you the basics of the other alphabets, so that obviously has to be factored in. But in general, you have the story, so you're introduced to a new chapter of a story every week. I mean, if you do them weekly, I guess you can do them quicker. But every module has a new chapter, and you can listen to it, read it, obviously go over it as much as possible, and then you work with Ollie and the teacher to actually use the language and learn something. So let's say for this 6th chapter, you've got cognates and translation, so they're looking at learning vocabulary, and then you've got a specific vocabulary lesson, grammar lesson, pronunciation lesson, and then a review with a quiz. So to sort of test what you know. And yeah, there's 20 of these, and going through this will take quite a while. But the cool part is when you're doing a story, you're slowly getting better. So the more of the story is starting to make sense, but the story also increases in difficulty. And it's sort of a ridiculous story, so that helps you stay focused. The reason I like this as the kind of top deal is because it's very rarely discounted, this course. I've seen Ollie do like a New Year's sale once in a while, 20% off, things like that. But for this week only, he's discounted them up to 75% off. And that's for the Japanese one. You can get any of them for $97 just this week. Normally they sell for $297 or $397 for the Japanese one. So that's a big bonus. The other thing is you can just buy one course. You're not locked into a big bundle like with other Black Friday deals. We do have some of those in the list, and some of them are worth it. But oftentimes we end up buying a little bit more than we need just to get a good deal, and then it turns out it's really that good of a deal. For often it will be, but sometimes it won't. But so you can just get one course here, and it's all you get the discount no matter what. So that's it. So, and also, of course, people love these courses. They have amazing feedback, and everyone I talk to about it love these courses. There's like pages and pages of feedback of people raving about it, and Ollie has a ridiculous guarantee as well. You can try it for a year, and if you don't like it, you can get a refund, and he'll even buy you a competitor product instead. You can read that on the sales page. I'll put a link to the description below where you can pick your uncovered language and read a little bit more about it, and pick it up if you think it's a good fit for you. The next deal I want to talk about is in the table here, and it is the Fluent 3 Months Black Friday Collection by Benny Lewis. And speaking of bundles, this is one of them. And what I really want to highlight, because obviously there's a lot in the bundle, like there's all these live presentations by Benny where you can come and ask any questions and learn about all these things that Benny has learned over the years, which is valuable. I don't know if anyone would pay $550 to join all of them necessarily. So I don't know if I agree with the discount percentage. But the real value of this bundle is the Fluent in 3 months challenge with community access. I recently had a guest on the podcast who was raving about this, and I realized that the Fluent 3 months challenge is not about this challenge of 15 minutes conversation with a native speaker at the end. It's really an accountability and community club for language learners where you can actually be part of something greater and not just sit in your bedroom and study on yourself on your own. Because what often happens is we lose interest, or we start to plateau a little bit, and then we'll give up slowly, and then we won't reach our language learning goals even though we really want to. So accountability is what you get. And the thing is, this Fluent 3 months challenge, because they keep adding more coaches and more content and more, basically they keep getting more experience running them, the price is also going up because they also have a limited amount of people that can join them. I think it's about 100 people in each one. And so I think the price right now is about $400. So if you just look at that, you get a 50% discount, because this entire bundle is only $199, and that also includes a few other bonuses. Like here, I wouldn't consider these incredibly valuable, but it's that's the thing about a bundle. You can get a little bit of extra value in there. But I would definitely get it just for the 50% off the challenge. And they say it costs $1,000 here, so it's even kind of a higher level of the challenge. But I haven't really tried that. I only tried the normal challenge, so to speak. So I would just assume about a 50% discount, and then you get all of this stuff on top of it. So give that a try. Benny is a good friend of mine, and he was kind of one of the inspirations for actual fluency. So I like what he's doing, and I think he's played a big part in motivating people and inspiring people to give language learning a try, whether or not you like his approach and the speak first principle, or how much you can do in 3 months. Doesn't matter. The foundation is solid, and you can learn with a lot of cool people in the Fluent in 3 months challenge. So yeah, check out the link in the description below for that one as well. The next one I wanted to feature is Lingoda, which is actually something that has been on my radar recently. And the reason was that I found out they do something like 500,000 classes a year. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty big. So you might say, well, they're only offering 35% off. Some of these other deals in the table were like 97, 95, 87. Why are you talking about a deal that only gives 35% off? The reason is that this is based on real teachers. So with Lingoda, the way it works is you have a subscription, and then you can join classes basically. And there are literally thousands of classes every week for every language, and for every level too, and even for different topics. So if you want to talk about books, or you want to learn practice pronunciation, whatever you want to do, there's a Lingoda class for you. And I think when you consider that there's a fixed cost involved in having real teachers, these classes have no more than 5 students in them, and they follow a curriculum, so it's organized. They know exactly how good you are at the language. You can keep tracking your progress. I think 35% is very generous. And then they have this ridiculous thing called sprints and marathons, where you subscribe for a period of time, and kind of it's like a challenge. You pledge to do a certain number of lessons in a certain number of months, and they give you cash back up to 100%. So if we click buy here, you can see the marathon courses commit up front and up to 400 euros cash back. I mean, I've never heard about any company that has that. I know most people fail, so obviously that is part of it. But if you think about it, even at the end of it, if you fail, let's say you do a 12-month package and you don't quite get to your goal, you would have still done loads of work in your target language, and you would have paid what you thought it was worth to begin with. So don't go in with it thinking that it's going to be free because you're going to get your money back 100%. If you do the good job, you can, but just see it as a cost and then take everything else as a bonus. And of course, there's a free 7-day trial, completely no strings attached. So you can give it a try first, and if you don't like their format or the syllabus or teachers or whatever, you can always ask for a full refund. So it's worth it to get going there. The next deal I wanted to talk about is a kind of an interesting one. Pod 101, I think, is a pretty cool service, and because they have a lot of lessons, and I love audio resources, and because you can just kind of learn anywhere, like doing the dishes, doing chores, whatever. And I wanted to highlight a particular deal from these guys because they usually discount a lot. Like every month, they probably have a 35 to 40% discount anyway. Okay, for Black Friday, they usually go up to like 51% on their subscriptions. But I want to talk about the lifetime deals that they run because that's not something I see kind of offered very often. So we're looking at the lifetime offers, which means no subscriptions. It is a higher upfront cost, but I think it's well worth it. So let's see the levels. So you can get 3 languages for $9.99, 1 language for $5.99, and then 34 languages for $14.99. I mean, if you've got the money and you want to learn a bunch of languages, this is ridiculous. I mean, you can't even put a discount percentage on this because if you imagine that each of these is like $25 a month, full price, you're spending what? Can't even do math. 250. I mean, you're spending like 750 a month plus, and that for a year is like 7,000. I mean, you get my point. Like, this is a ridiculous deal, basically. Now, I would question it still because most people would not want to learn certainly more than 2 languages, so 3, maybe at most. And most people would consider $1,500 a boatload of money. So with that in mind, I don't know. It's up to you to decide. If you have the funds and you feel like you want to learn a couple languages, I would say you want to get at least like 3 languages to a good conversational level, then this deal could be for you. No subscriptions forever. And each of these have, thousands of lessons. So, I mean, we can check that out here in the Spanish version. If you go in and this is just the absolute beginner level, you've got 25 lessons, 25 lessons, 25 lessons, 25 lessons, 25 lessons, 25, 15, 5, 10, 50, 17, 40. I mean, some of these are small lessons, but this is just the lowest level, right? And then you've got the same amount of content for the next level. You've got even more content. And then for the intermediate level, you've got the same amount of content, upper intermediate, advanced, and bonus content too, because there wasn't enough content in the rest, right? So basically with 34 languages like this, you're just getting such a ridiculous amount of content. Use it on your phone, you just listen away. And the reason I like this is because language learning is really a lifetime thing. Yeah, if you get to like super high level in your languages, you don't really need to maintain them as much as if you're an intermediate or beginner speaker, but often you want to get back to it, right? Let's say you get your Spanish up to a good level now. In a few years from now, wouldn't you want to go back and revise or bring up to the same level you were? And then you have to resubscribe. It's just, to me, subscriptions in language learning are to be avoided where possible. So yeah, check that out in the description below. I wouldn't say the other two are necessarily worth it. I think $5.99, $9.99. I mean, it's pretty expensive. I'd just do the subscription then. But if you're learning 3 anyway, I would go for the big package if you can afford it. Of course, I mean, it's a ton of money, and most people watching are probably thinking, "Are you crazy? Talking about spending $1,500 on language courses?" But yeah, I mean, thousands of lessons per language times 34 languages. Some people love to dabble in many languages, so that's an option. A final thing I just wanted to mention is the Mosalingua offer. They have a bundle where you get full access to their app for these 8 languages. And they also provide additional content. So the app is sort of the main thing. It's a spaced repetition platform. But then they also add a listening course called the Moses series, where you get like a story in the form, 5 main languages they have. And they also have the one called Moses Speak, which is a kind of like pronunciation course helping you out there. And these are all included. So this is one of those crazy bundles I was talking about. But Mosalingua is one of those few ones where I think it's pretty straight up. I mean, I think they're their percentage is a little bit whack because they calculate like something like 60 years of membership or something, so I wouldn't necessarily call it 97% off, but for a one-time payment of $99 to be able to learn all these languages, many of which are on people's like top lists to learn, like most people in the world probably want to learn these languages. These are by far the most popular, and it's a very established company. They charge a monthly fee usually for access to their app. You can see it's $60 a year for just the app pod. So I think this is one of the best bundle deals of the year, for and also one of the best app deals of the year. So definitely check that out, and check out the list. And whatever you do, don't shop responsibly and within your means, and don't buy things that you're not going to use. But if you are going to use it, if you do have language learning hopes, dreams, and ambitions, then now's a great time to get stuck in. And of course, I don't want to jinx like the getting better with COVID and everything, but it could look like we have a little bit more time with that in. So maybe it is a good time to get locked down. Well, not like COVID lockdown, but lockdown and learn some languages in this winter. At least that is one way to spend it. So anyway, let me know in the comments. Have you seen any other deals? I'd be happy to add them to the table. And let me know what you're excited about. What deals have you been getting? Any other non-language related deals? I'd love to see it. I'm a bit of a sucker for Black Friday, I must say. I've already been to the local shops, and I've been to AppSumo as well, if anyone knows that, to buy some software and lifetime deals there. So anyway, enjoy it, and I'll see you later.